Gonna start. We're starting. We're starting the podcast. We have started.
I am Nate. I am all for a Sam Meadowwood segment on this podcast. Like 100%. I
Let's
think we
do it
should
right
have
now.
we can have
We'll
we
just
can
do
have
it right now.
a Sam Meadowwood corner on this podcast, and it's just him checking in. Like thought of the day, like knowledge of the day, where he just gives some advice, like fatherly advice,
With that sultry voice of his.
and he's like, "Hey, everybody, when crossing the street, remember to look both ways.
Or
It
he
might
just
seem."
pops into, or he just pops in to compliment John Cohn and then he leaves.
And then he leaves. John Cohn, you are one hell of a referee. Nate Speckman, you are too. This has been the
Oh,
Sam Meadowwood corner. See you later.
hi guys.
And he just leaves. Should we do that? Should we have him put stuff in the can for us?
Yeah,
Like
I'll
Sam,
put out the call
Sam, we need you to record like 7 drops of just knowledge
in a row.
in a row. Just put them down, like 10, 15 seconds, then we can open each show with a Sam Meadowwood drop. I think we're onto something here. I think we could definitely do something with that.
I
I don't
dig
know.
it.
I mean, I think it would add some class to this podcast. Not that you're not a classy guy, Nate, but
I'm leaving right now
why? I
because you
just ca-
just offended me.
I said not that you're not a classy guy.
Yeah, but I thought that's what you were implying before you said you weren't.
No, I said he can add some class to this podcast. Not that you're not already a classy guy.
I bring listens.
That's what I'm saying. You are a classy guy, but Sam Meadowwood would bring some class,
I am
even
the
more
draw.
class.
I am the draw of this podcast.
Well, speaking of drawing, how about we draw up an intro and we tell everybody that welcome to the Backstage Boys podcast, everybody, episode number 60.
60.
This is Trent, my co-host,
Basil.
and we are joined once again by that's your cue, Nate.
No, we've talked about this. You say my name and then I say hello.
Oh yeah, we're joined once again by referee Nate Speckman.
Hi, everybody.
There he is. Okay, all right. I'm gonna get that down, Nate. I'm gonna get that down. Gentlemen, what's going on? We're fresh off the heels of the Art of War 2020. We're gonna review that on this episode here. We're gonna break that all down with some production talk, some match talk, some thoughts and prayers, and for and just a general feedback. It was a great night. I think we're coming off a really good show, so we're gonna talk about that. But before we do, let's just discuss. Anything going on, gentlemen? How you guys doing? How was your weekend? Did you work any more shows after AAW? How you guys feeling today? It's episode 60. We're almost to 100.
At this rate, we'll be there in 2023.
I mean, we should be there by the end of the year, right?
We should.
No,
We've
yeah,
actually been doing a lot better with the weekly thing.
we are. We can, and if we need to double up a few weeks coming towards the end of the year to get to 100, we're going to hit 100. Even if it's like 10-minute episodes, we're going to get to 100. I don't care what it takes.
Yeah.
Talk about something.
We'll
how'd
have
it
stuff
go?
we'll have stuff to talk about next week because I'm working AEW this weekend.
That's right. Nate, what about you? What do you got coming up? Did you work any more shows after AAW?
No,
I didn't either.
Was there anything even running in Chicago this weekend? Well,
Um,
CSW ran against us, right? I know that.
Yeah, CSW was running at the same time that Ian went to.
Ian shot that one, okay.
Yeah, because I was actually asked to shoot that one, and I was like, I'm already booked, but I got this one.
That's
what I
cool.
do.
Ian was busy this week. He did like
Dude,
3 shows.
he regretted doing 3 shows. I've been talking with him, and he's just like, dude, I know how it is to do 3 shows. I've done 3 shows in 3 states before, and that was rough. And I'm gonna do that again in a few weeks, which I don't know why. But wrestling, yay!
But he did some intense shows like Deathmatch show and CSW and something else. Was it 3 or 4? It might have even been 4.
No, he had
Okay.
3.
Shit,
So
man. I was like,
I
what
actually
the
got a
hell?
pretty similar schedule coming up. I think it's AAW, then yeah, it's AAW, then I have GCW the next day in Detroit, and then Windsor, or not Windsor, Hamilton for Alpha One.
The locals call Hamilton the Hammer.
No.
They do. The Hammer. It's like a nickname for the town.
It's cool.
You can use that when you get there. And they'll be like,
Mm.
man, you're cool. You know about that? You're one of us. And I'm like, welcome to the Hammer. And you're like, yeah, mate, you got it. And then it'll be cool. But nice. Nate, any shows coming up for you this weekend? Are you doing anything? Are you jumping over to AEW? Are you doing anything cool?
No.
Is there anything else running this week? Or is it just AEW?
No,
Black, yeah, Black Label's on Saturday in the daytime and Glory Pro's on Sunday.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Black Label runs at 1 o'clock till 4. So I mean, it's only an hour away from Wintrust because Wintrust is in the city.
Gotcha.
So
Cool. All right, boys. Well, we had a hell of a night. AAW Art of War 2020. This was a memorable show. This show was marketed basically to say that this was even though New Dawn was titled New Dawn, I feel this one was more of a New Dawn with a lot of new names getting established, a lot of people being seen. There was a lot of students in the house being seen. A lot of new storylines getting kicked off. So I don't know. I felt this one had more I felt New Dawn closed more things, like wrapped more things up, and this one was more like a New Dawn. You guys know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Nate?
I would definitely agree.
it was a very transitional show, like in the sense of like a lot of things were patched up, and I feel like the next show, like there was some continuing things, like we have Fred Yehi being set up against Mance, and then we got High End and Statlander and all that stuff. So
Yeah, no, it's definitely a lot laid out there. But Nate, before we start, I'm gonna ask you now, which matches did you referee? I want to ask you this first because I always
Uh,
choke on this during the show.
I had match number 1, match number 3, and
Okay.
match number 11.
1, 3, and 11. There's 11 matches, but one was really short. One was really short. 1, 3, and 11.
it was
Cool.
so
That
much.
doesn't include the dark match.
Oh, that's right. Those
Yeah,
are
there was
dark.
12 total, but I legit thought I was gonna run out of space on my memory card, and I had literally enough for about 15 pictures left on my memory card.
Jesus.
Yeah, dude, I was getting really nervous towards the end.
You should bring more memory cards.
I did, and I ran out because it was in the middle. Like when you have 12 matches, that's a lot.
That's a lot of matches.
It's a
That's for
lot of
sure.
matches.
That's for sure. All right.
It's
Well,
4 hours.
the dark match announcement. I know it was Xavier Walker and Palmer Cruz taking on
It's pronounced Xavier.
Xavier. Is it Xavier? Okay, I'm sorry. I always say
He told me specifically.
Xavier Walker, Palmer Cruz, taking on Jeremiah Bishop and was it the Green Kid? That was his name? Was that who his team was?
Storm Grayson.
Storm Grayson. Nice. And I believe Xavier and Palmer won. Do they have a tag team name?
Super Future.
That's right, Super Future. We've had them before, about a year and a half ago, I think, or a year.
Yeah, but
They've come a long
Xavier
way,
was injured.
and they've come a long way since. I think they look good. You know, those two are definitely coming to their own.
Yeah,
And
we had them on a number of LaSalle shows.
yeah, I definitely remember that. They're nice guys, real nice guys. So no, that's cool. But that was a quick dark match. Did you do the dark match too?
I did not.
Okay, cool. Definitely a good night. Now the big thing, guys, the lights, right? Let's talk about this right away. Basil had a Basil. I'm gonna say this, Basil. Don't get offended. You basically had an orgasm when you saw the lights, and it was pretty. I was taken back by your reaction to the lights. It was
I was just happy because I'm not gonna lie, the shows looked like shit at Logan without the lights.
I hate the Logan lights. I'm gonna put this out there. The
Well,
Logan
because they're
house
not
lights are
meant.
terrible.
It's not meant for wrestling.
It's meant for weddings.
Yeah, those are not wrestling lights. Like it was just so bad looking, and it was just every time I would like edit an album, and I would just cringe. I'm just like, I would try so hard to get rid of that purplish pink light look from the backlights mixing, and I was just so. And then it doesn't help that the walls are pink at Logan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no doubt.
so I would literally dread editing Logan albums.
I noticed one thing. Now you tell me this. That's from now we're talking production on this podcast. I see like Watson's photos are really bright. Does he brighten them or does he shoot them differently? How does that happen with his photos are like they don't look like the house lights? What does he do for his?
Well, he edits less at a time, where I'm doing like a whole entire show.
So he's editing that brightness to him. He's adding that
He
in.
could be, but it's also he does flash. He does flash with his stuff too.
I see. Okay.
So that adds to it, and it really depends on the type of camera that he's using, but um he
Now, why
does
wouldn't you use flash? Because even though you know the room's dark, what would like I'm asking purely since we talk production. I'm trying to learn. Why
flash.
wouldn't you use flash?
I'm not a fan. I'm just not a fan of flash for action.
Hmm.
Personally, because it creates harsh shadows. There's no way, because I've seen people who've tried to use flash and stuff like that, and when you use flash, you'll get like harsh shadows from the ropes up against the wall or from the wrestler to something else. It just creates, I don't know, it has that very old school look to it,
Hmm.
where I feel like because I've shot in so many poorly lit areas without any flash or anything like that, that when I have like a really when I'm shooting at like an AEW or I'm shooting at like an Impact or an MLW, I feel like I thrive because I'm so used to these like horrible settings.
Hmm.
But I mean, I edit and it looks fine in edit. Like it just creates extra post work for me to fix it up and to color balance and all that stuff. So,
Gotcha. Okay.
but yeah, I was really happy with how the in-ring came out.
Well,
For
yeah,
the
those lights. Yeah, those lights just they. I think they made the room. Nate, what do you think, man? I didn't really talk to you about them. How'd you like them?
So I enjoyed them. I'm just trying to like I'm on your website right now, Basil, and I'm looking at a new Dawn pictures versus these ones,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and I don't like I I do like the lighting, and I like the way your pictures came out for Art of War. But to say that the lighting it by itself without any extra lighting is garbage, I don't see it. Like I'll watch the shows on High Spots or AAW on demand, and I look at it and I'm like, yeah, this looks good. And
Like it's you don't notice it. It doesn't matter to you. Like
right, and I'm
it's like
I'm obviously not sitting there editing photos.
true, but just from a consumer point of view, it doesn't bother you at all.
Right.
Well, the finished product is much much different than what it looks like when you shoot it. I will
Sure.
say, entrances do look better with the old style lighting. I'm not a fan of if we're gonna have it dark, I don't think we should have blue on the entrance.
It's the colors, though. What are you gonna do?
You don't need it on the entrance though, because then I don't. I'm fine with it on the back lights, like that's cool, but you don't need it on the entrance because then everybody looks blue when they walk out. At least when you had the old lighting, people you can not everybody would be completely blue. So
Gotcha. Okay.
when you have that's like your only light source, um, it would be blue. I don't know. In ring, I'm a bit like entrance shots. I'm a bigger fan of the old lighting. In ring, I'm a much bigger fan of the new lighting.
Yeah, I thought it looked nice and gave the room a that fight feel, which I'm a big fan of. I like that we did something like the initial concern was, is it going to look like freelance? And I know that was a big concern Danny had by using those lights. Is it going to look like freelance? But we did something differently where we had those spotlights, but we also kept a portion of the house lights on too.
And I
So
like that. But
yeah,
the problem was the first match, they were up all the way,
right. And
and
they
I don't
couldn't get
know
that
whose
setting.
decision. Yeah, I don't know whose decision that was, or if that was a mistake.
Just a mistake. They couldn't get the setting right
Oh,
or
okay.
something.
But
Um, but once it settled in, it was nice. It was nice.
but yeah, but when like regards to like in ring and stuff like that, I was just a bit bigger fan of how the in-ring action looked.
Yeah, for sure. All right, cool. Speaking of that, let's get to the show here. We opened up, guys. Infamy, Dion Roosman and Joe Asa taking on Benjamin Carter and Travis Titan. These are all Black and Brave guys. I believe Carter is too, right? Nate, you probably know this. Benjamin Carter.
I don't actually know.
I know
I think
Travis
so.
is. I'm assuming these are all Black and Brave guys because I know the other three are. But Infamy wins. Now, these guys, now we came in pretty hot with Infamy, right? We had a hype video. They look like $1,000,000. I think they really.
I'm a
I think
big
they.
fan of Infinity.
I think they turned some heads, man. I think they really turned some heads at the show. Even though it wasn't a long match, it was like 7 minutes. But people were like, "Holy shit, these guys look legit." Nate, best seat in the house. Let me hear your reaction. How do you think they did? This was kind of their first time being really featured, at an AEW show. How do you think they held up? Now they've had like about a year to come into this a bit, mature a bit. They've made some tours. I think they've done some extra work also on WWE. So like they've been a little seasoned over the year. How do you
Yeah.
think? How do you think they did in there? How does it look
Um,
to you?
so I remember having their Fight for the Future match against
Yeah,
Sage Keenan and Dante Leon.
about a year ago, right? Roughly.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Um, and I remember being really impressed with them then.
The look
And
alone is impressive, right? I mean, I feel like their look catches your eye, but then in ring,
absolutely, and
yeah,
and like
And I
not,
and I really do appreciate when wrestlers put a good amount of work into their look.
yeah, and but like not that Joe Asa was like small or like scrawny by any means,
hmm
but when I saw him the other week, it was like, oh wow, like you got you got big, and like you have a picture of it, Basil, from after the match, and it's like, when did Joe Asa get real big?
Yeah.
jacked, yeah,
Um, like he almost looks as big as Dion now.
true, very true. They look good though. I was impressed, man. I think I did a post match with them, and I worked with them on some direction. They took the direction really well. They were like they cut a great promo. They had their character down. I liked it. I think these guys they really in a year you see that development in a year where it comes and you're like, man, that what time will do to a wrestler. Just as
Yeah,
as long as you're consistently out there, it can really really it can really pay off. No question. I was
and
really
like
impressed.
I remember working with Joe Asa in Rockstar, and he just came out with like an open Hawaiian shirt,
Yeah,
and I'm like, who is this person? And now it's like, okay, like I feel like in just this one show, I know a little bit more about the Dirty South Boricua.
yeah. He one thing he forgot was he said he when in his post match was the cigar. He's doing the cigar gimmick, so he's been doing that, but he had forgotten to grab it from ringside for but I like that commitment to that he's doing, that he's trying to keep that character development going on. So that's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, we even did promo pictures with the cigar as well.
Yeah, that's
Because that's
awesome.
what I like to ask. I like to ask wrestlers like, "Hey, what's your gimmick?" Because I haven't seen them in a minute.
Yeah,
So, and then we talked about it because I saw the holster up in the locker room. I was like, "Why do you have a gun holster?" He goes, "No, it's to hold my cigar."
that's
And I was
awesome.
like, "Oh, sick." I'm like, "Bring that down. We're
Yeah, for
taking
sure,
pictures with that."
I
for
do want to
sure.
talk about that cigar.
Yeah, talk about it.
Um, so okay, so I know that AAW is no countouts, no disqualifications. Uh, there are some fans that don't know it, um, and that's okay because, as far as I'm concerned, I would like to abolish that idea and bring back, a more structured set of rules.
hmm
I
Um,
agree.
so
I think it's
um,
time. Yeah,
I think it's time.
and I know
I think
you've had this talk with Danny, haven't you? Or
I have.
yeah, okay. I remember you saying you talked to him about this.
Um, and but like, so I just feel like people have gotten away with quite a bit over the years.
Almost
Um,
too much, where it's insulting the or it's insulting the integrity of any sort of order,
Well,
right?
the thing is,
to the
oh, I'm
point where
sorry.
we're burning people in the ring with a lit cigar.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is the difference when what we used to be, especially when we used to run at Berwyn, we used to have banners that used to explain no countouts, no disqualifications, no rules. So fans would see that. But
Yeah.
we don't have that type of signage anymore. So when
No.
we have new fans being introduced to wrestling and that's not explained at the beginning of the show or at
Or
any point on
anywhere.
social media
Yeah.
or or anywhere, it's the fans are just like, okay, so why the fuck is he getting away with this? And it's not their fault why they're reacting or feeling that way. That's on us, in my opinion.
That's a good
I
point.
legitimately said it to two dudes in the front row right after that match.
Really? Were they like jawing at you like, why'd you disqualify him, ref? Or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, really, yeah. And we should, I mean, the announcer should say it then. If we're gonna keep it, then it's got to be announced by the ring announcer and says, "Hey, bud, just so you know, at AAW, we're no counts, no disqualify." The fact that you don't,
Yes. But
it's,
I would like to
but
get rid of it. So,
I would too. I what, and not
It's
for.
time.
I think it's just time. It's more of the evolution of the product. It's time to do it. I think it doesn't. It freshens things up. Um, so yeah, I mean, I'm not. I definitely would like to talk to Danny about it, and you need to make a big deal. I think it's something where you need to celebrate it, so to speak, to let people know that this is happening. So yeah, no, I'm all for it. I think it's a good time to do it.
but at the same time, we are still no disqualification, so I couldn't do anything about them burning the guy with a lit cigar.
Hey, yeah, I know it's it's a little rough. Um, but I mean, wait, was that the finish? Did he burn him and then pin him, or he burned him and he got the spear, right? Roosman speared him after
Uh,
the burn.
yeah, they burned him. Joesa picked him up and like threw him into a kick, and then Dion did his uh like really physically impressive diving spear.
Yeah, that's a cool spear. I like that. Cool. Next match, it was now we pulled Karam from the six man, and
Oh
uh,
yeah.
so Karam got pulled from the six man, and we put him up against Solomon Fatu, who was another Samoan wrestler. I've never heard of Solomon Fatu before that, but he was, hey, bring your gear, kid, because you never know when something might work out. And the decision was made to pull Karam from the six man to feature him a little bit on his own because I felt like now this was my personal suggestion. I felt that he was getting a little lost in that six man. I was like, we got Hakeem was in a four way later on in the night. Karam's in a six, and I'm like, how do you establish a guy who's already been put into a somewhat major storyline by just hiding him in a six man? I'm like, we haven't done anything to get Karam fully over on his own without Hakeem. I said, we need to feature this guy. So it happened to work out that Solomon Fatu was there, and it was a good matchup. Basil, you got an amazing photo of the two of them facing off. I absolutely love that pic. You know which one I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I think,
That's with the ref in the middle.
I was gonna
yes.
say that the one with Perch where he's got his arms out like he's been lifting so much weight that he can't like hold basketballs under his arms.
Yes. That's the one. It's a great analogy. But no, it's a great photo. I like that's to me. I hope the two of them become huge one day because this photo early in their careers is going to look so iconic. It's one of those. I love face-off photos, and I love that like Karam's yelling, like growling at him almost, and Perch is in the middle. It's just a perfect picture, and
I always do try to get face-off photos
they're
when I
great.
can. Like I did that for the women's. There's a face-off photo. Um, I try to do as many as I can at the beginning of the match, but it's like hard when they're all the way on opposite sides of the ring. So I try to get them when they get in a little bit closer. I always try to get a face-off photo if possible.
Yeah, it's definitely a good one.
Real
But
quick, I know Cage Match has his name listed as Spot 2, but I thought ring announcer Ben Simon said his name was Tupu.
Tuku, okay.
No, Tupu. Tupu.
Oh, Tupu. Okay, I have Fatu. Could have been Tupu. I was about to say there's probably too many Fatus going on here.
Way too many Fatu.
So I thought for a 2.5 minute match this was not bad. I did like that both got their power in. Fatu, I felt, was like over pretty quickly too. People really took to him, and I liked it. But yeah, Karam took him down. You know, it was a pretty quick match, but I felt like, you know, it was a good way to display the power moves that Karam has. I mean, he's a big guy. He's a strong big guy. So I think we needed people to see it rather than him just being a run-in interference guy. So
that one move that he has where he just picks a dude up and chucks him into the ropes so they swing back to a clothesline is just like, ugh.
Brute strength. And yeah, that looks like crazy. I'm like, holy shit, that looks brutal. But Karam wins this one, spine buster, his or like, I guess you can call it almost like a sky high that he does, right? Sky high spine buster. Cool. That was good. Yeah, and it's one of those things, and that's one of the things we'll talk about here on the show is that, you know, that decision was made that day because, you know, we had the right guy there who showed up. So, you know, Solomon showed up, and it made sense. It's like, oh, cool. If we're gonna do this, it's got to be against the right person, and I thought that was a perfect matchup to do it with. I wouldn't mind seeing Solomon back. I liked what he put out.
We also had a good replacement for Karam in the 6-man.
Yes, we did. We'll get to that. Third match, Hyan. Is it the Hyan? She goes by the Hyan?
I think it's Hyan.
Okay.
It's just Hyan. It's the Hyan is same thing. That's her social media.
Oh, I see. I was like, what did I miss? And she's with Stephen Wolf, who, by the way, guys, walked in dressed to the 11s. Yep. Like, walked into the building this way, right?
We got promo pics with that suit.
And walked out that way. That's the thing about Stephen Wolf. But he did not walk in, guys, with the the Stephen Wolf special, the foot-long sub was not with him. He did not have the foot-long sub with him. And I was like,
here's my favorite thing though, is he comes in dressed up.
Yeah.
He comes out with Hyan dressed up. Mm-hmm. He has however much time Manswarner is going to take in the ring for his ceremony to change for his next match, and then he changes immediately after his match back into his suit.
Oh, what a class! All class.
That's like TV shit.
Oh,
because that's what they do when they're at TV. They get dressed and they go back into suits and stuff.
Amazing. When he walked in, I was like, no Subway? And he's like, man, I was listening to your podcast. When the hell do I walk in with Subway? I was like, dude, every show you walk in with Subway. And he's like, oh yeah, because there's a Subway by Bourbon Street, and then like every show I was walking with Subway. And I was like, yeah, exactly. But man, the fact that he leaves the building in that suit, class. He pulls it off. Hyan defeated Christy Janes and Kinsey Page when Hyan hit a facebuster on Page for the win. So this ended up being a 3-way because Savannah Stone was taken out of this one. So this was originally supposed to be a tag match, correct?
No, it was supposed to be a 4-way.
4-way? I'm sorry. Okay, 4-way.
No, it was.
Go ahead, Nate.
It was tag.
It was tag. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a 4-way.
Christy, Savannah Stone, pulled out for the show. She last minute could not make it. So the decision was made to make this a 3-way. You know, and obviously, you know, 3-way is a little tricky sometimes if people aren't prepared to go into a 3-way, especially if you're preparing for a tag match. But no, I think they pulled it off nice. It looked fun. Christy Janes, you know, her first time for us in Chicago because we had her in Austin.
Right.
And
yeah, on the third Austin show, I believe.
Yes. And but no, she definitely came in. She did a great job. I think people really liked her. Kinsey Page is really young. I think Nate, what, 19 maybe?
I believe so. Yes.
Super young.
Trained by Dr. Tom and Kane.
Oh wow, really? Okay. So she's got some good training, good pedigree on that. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And Hyan, who obviously just moved to Chicago, we worked with her in Austin as well. She is definitely a regular now that she lives in Chicago. So, and her and Stephen Wolf have this nice little partnership going on, which is nice.
Which I want more answers about.
Yes, and I think you will get those answers. There may have been some stuff on tape you'll be seeing soon. May have been
On VHS tape?
VHS tape. Yes, yes, it'll be
Cool.
VHS cassette tape.
Oh, thank God.
See, that's the only way I want you to deliver these promos.
By the way, did you see that spot from this? Is totally side note, but Johnny Swinger busted out a VHS cassette of the best of Johnny Swinger to hit Joey Ryan over the head with it, or something.
No, but I love that immediately.
It was a sacrifice over the weekend, and he like pulls out a VHS and goes, "It's the best of Johnny Swinger." Yeah, I forgot what he said about it, but then he used that as the weapon.
Well, that's funny.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. All right, guys. Next segment here. This is where I stole the show. Me and Keith Lipinski stole the show here. This next segment, we just put that over.
Yeah, you didn't really know. I know as much as you think you did, but you did not. You were struggling.
Mance Warner, champion, homecoming up for Mance Warner as champion, came down, was celebrating in the ring. He just basically doing his celebratory speech about becoming AAW champion, put over the AAW family. And he said, I asked the boys for one thing, goddamn, when Mance was home, he wanted a keg of beer. So me and Keith Lipinski brought down a keg of beer for Mancer, put that in the ring. He celebrated, but guys, that dastardly son of a bitch, Sami Callihan, stormed the ring, attacked Mancer, put his head on top of the keg, used the chair, concertoed him on the keg, and stole the belt. I mean, god damn it, Nate. I know he's your boy, but what a son of a bitch, Sami Callihan.
He is absolutely not my boy. He has yelled at me. He has spit on me. He has pushed me.
He's pushed you in harm's way.
He has driven me through tables and chairs.
This is a terrible friendship you have here.
He is 100% not my boy.
Yeah, what a bastard. What a bastard. Yeah, and he ruins Mance's homecoming. Jesus Christ, Nate, he really has abused you. I'm sorry.
It's true.
I'm sorry. Where's Dave Chris when you need him to stick up for this?
It's a good question.
Bastard. We set up a little something for later on that night based on this. I mean, he stole the belt. Mance did not have an opponent, so obviously we're going to get something a little bit later. Yes, what you're seeing here. So it was cool. I mean, it was definitely the celebration was fun. I thought everybody was really happy to see Mance. He's very proud to be AAW champion, like total shoot. I think he's extremely proud of it, guys. I think, he's still young in his career. What, 5 years in? Nate, would you probably know this? 5 years in?
Yeah, I think so.
He's very new, essentially, and to be given the ball like this, I think, and just to put it out there, like, we have a lot of fresh title holders. I mean, our title holders are like young, energetic, hungry title holders too. It shows. It's like an energy for the company, which I like, and Mance being one of them and stuff. And I think he's just. I love that he's so proud of the company. He doesn't hesitate to retweet anything, put over the company, constantly talking about it. It's cool. That's what you want. You want the hood ornament to be someone you can count on. But cool. That was fun. All right. Wait, Nate. What was your next one? I'm sorry. You had match number 1. Was it?
And then I had the 3-way, and then
the last
11.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, we'll get to that. All right. So yeah, match number 4. This was the 6-man that got had some changes into it. So Jake Lander, Ace Perry, Clayton Gaines, Nate Webb, Stephen Wolf, but then Jason Cade was added to it in place of Karam. Now this was interesting, right? Like Jason Cade, last minute was there, and I think that was a good addition. Basil, you're a Jason Cade fan, aren't you?
I'm a very big Jason Cade. He's a piece of shit.
Okay, what is going on here? Why is everybody dogging Jason Cade?
Okay, so Jason Cade's a dick.
He's a dick? Like, shoot?
No. Well, you're killing everything right now.
This is a shoot cast, okay? What are we talking
about? No. He's so...
Basil, wait, real quick. What's the timestamp on this? Let Rob know so he can edit it.
30 We're 35 minutes in.
Since when does Rob edit the podcast?
Rob does
Rob
not
edits
host
our
this
shows.
podcast. He just listens to it.
Rob does not edit the podcast, Nate.
There's
Rob.
no editing on this podcast. Literally, like everybody like does cuts to make it flow smoother and shit like that. Do you know what I do? I download it, I convert it into an MP3, and then I upload it.
Rob
It's amazing.
edits our shows.
Huh?
Rob edits our shows.
He does not edit our shows.
He edits our shows.
He doesn't. No, he edits our AAW shows. He doesn't edit our BSB show. He doesn't even edit the AAW shows. He edits his own. He edits the videos. He doesn't even edit the show.
He edits Rob Malinowski Productions. That's what he does. What the hell are we talking about here? Nate's trying to kayfabe. You're ruining Nate's
He
kayfabe
edits
here.
Tiger Beat. That's what he edits.
Tiger Beat?
Tiger Beat.
Is that still a thing?
I don't know.
Man,
You
Tiger
would
Beat.
know.
I used to like look in. My sister would buy Tiger Beat, and I'd look at like the pictures of the hot girls in the
Sister
Tiger
would
Beat.
buy Tiger Beat. Way to put the blame on your sister.
She
and
would.
give
She'd have her Jonathan Taylor Thomas pictures, and I'd be like, "Yo, let me get that Christina Ricci pin up," and I just grab that. You know what I'm saying? Come on,
but
man.
no,
My walls
JCK
were covered with pictures from Tiger Beat and Teen Beat.
See, I had Kelly Kapowski all over my wall. It's fantastic, great. But you'd have to get them from Tiger Beat. Anyway,
But yeah, Jason Cade, he's a dick. There was something recorded in regards to his videos.
okay,
Be on the lookout for that soon, because that was very fun to record.
all right.
But yeah, no, he's very talented in ring. I'm a huge fan of his in-ring work.
We had
And
him once before in LaSalle, I believe. He was again. He was a last-minute replacement then too.
he teamed with Sammy, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
because I think that was like the start of Dave's back injuries.
Oh, okay.
And he either teamed with Jake and Sammy, or he just teamed with Sammy. I remember I shot that show, but dude, that's so long ago. It was almost over 2 years ago now.
At least. Holy shit, that was long. LaSalle's like another time, man.
Ugh, don't remind me.
You ready to go back?
I don't have to go back to May.
You're
I
not
don't
going to
go back until November.
I'm looking forward to it. I enjoyed LaSalle, man. Despite what anybody says, I enjoyed LaSalle.
Nice.
I had a good time.
Do you know what it is? It's not, I don't mind the building, like, because I like the lighting that we do in there, because we do the corner lights in there.
Yeah.
The
The ambiance lights are good.
Yeah, the lighting is good. The fans are great.
Yeah.
But for some reason, that drive home feels 15 times longer than the drive there. I can't explain it. But like driving there, perfectly fine. Shooting there, chill. There's no Wi-Fi because we're in the middle of bumblefuck. But driving home is the longest experience for some reason. And I've driven hours. Me and Nate, road warriors, all over. You and I, road warriors, all over. All of us together. 8-hour drives, whatever. 6-hour drives, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
This hour and a half back from LaSalle is the first. I can't explain it. But that hour and a half back from LaSalle is the worst fucking hour and a half of my life.
Yeah, it is long, man. It takes that drive feels long.
I just don't get it. Like, why that specific drive feels so long.
Who knows? Maybe you'll miss it. Maybe you've missed it a little bit.
Yeah. No. But yeah, I will not be at the first LaSalle show. Ian is going to be taking my spot for ringside because I was already booked that day.
Gotcha. All right, boys. Well, Jake Lander gets the win on this one. He pinned Ace Perry with a modified Michinoku driver, 9 minutes and 8 seconds. Lander, man, this guy's making some waves. He's out to prove something in this one.
I love Lander so much.
Yeah, I like Jake Lander. I like almost everybody in this match pretty much. You know, there's nobody in this match I don't like. And this
It's all good talent in this match.
Nate
And
Webb
Jason Cade.
and Jason
And
Cade.
Jason Cade.
Piece of shit. Son
Fucking
of a
asshole.
bitch. Did Stephen Wolf jump Lander afterwards? I'm trying to remember. Did he attack him after?
No.
Okay, maybe I'm imagining that.
The best thing to do is to look back at my pictures.
Maybe I secretly wanted this to happen. I don't know.
No, there was no attack after the match.
All right.
I will get photographic evidence of this.
Next match, guys, AAW Women's Championship. Chris Statlander, who was like one of the hottest things going today, defeated Jody Threat to retain the AAW Women's title after a Big Bang Theory cradle pile driver. Is that just like Jerry Lynn's cradle pile driver? She just calls it a Big Bang Theory.
No, I think it's the tombstone, but sit out.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, it's tombstone where she hooks. It's where you hook the legs.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy's done it. I think Pentagon's done it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. After the match, Hyan and Stephen Wolf come down, challenge Statlander for a title shot at Epic. 15 minutes and 29-second match. Guys, but I have an issue with this one. I don't know why Jody Threat got a title shot. She's appeared for us once in a fight for the future. Why is Jody Threat getting a title shot?
Because we had no we wanted to save the title match for Epic. Okay? And we needed something fresh, and I think this was part of this fresh new initiative that we had. Because
I just don't think it should have been announced the title shot though.
I think having a champion in a singles non-title match is stupid, in my opinion, especially on an indie show. I'm just not a fan of champions involved in non-title matches. And besides, Jody is a good wrestler in my opinion, and I think it was just, I don't know, it was something fresh. It was something different. It didn't hurt.
Well, Nate, give me your. I know Nate's big on the logic aspect. What do you think? Because this one bothered me for that reason. I was like, why is she getting a title shot? I don't get why we're announcing this as a title shot.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, like, I don't know. I feel like it happens all the time, not only in independent wrestling, but specifically in AAW. Like, what has Firefox done in the last year to earn a title match?
True.
Ooh.
Did Firefox get a rematch when they lost them though?
I guess that's a good point.
Right.
I can't.
Do we give
rematches?
rematches?
Right.
But like, okay, by this logic, okay, the way I was looking at it, like if you were gonna do this, then it almost made more sense for Christy Janes to get the title shot because at least she's appeared for us on a main card, right?
So here's the thing: is you use the word logic, and I don't think there's in my opinion, there's honestly not an independent wrestling company that uses logic in terms of finding number one contenders, except for Chikara.
Chikara's very, very episodically written, so they definitely do. Yeah, no doubt. Good point. And I know Danny does. He wants to. I know, but sometimes your hands are you're stuck because the talent limitations, who's available, things like that will come into play.
Right. I totally get that.
And I get that too. I just think like if you had, based on what women we had, then it should have been Christy Janes, who got a quote unquote title shot, because she like I said, she's at least appeared on a main card somewhere where she was featured and whatnot.
Yeah.
As opposed to Jody, who was on a dark match. So I don't know. I just, it's not to disparage anything. I'm just trying to, we talk about logic and we're honest about even the company and things are going on. So we're not going to hide. And so I'm just thinking, and and it's something I'm going to bring up to Danny. I want to say, hey, what was the reasoning behind it? And he might tell me to go fuck yourself, dickhead. But hey, who knows? but yeah, just based on that, I was just trying to get you guys' opinion on it. But see, then Hyan challenging, she had a win earlier, and it's okay, cool. I can see the challenge then. That makes sense.
She
So
won, I believe she won a number one contendership match last month.
right, was that contendership? I'm trying to remember if that was for
It
the
was a
Yeah,
number one
I think it
contendership
was.
match,
okay.
and she cashed it in an Epic, which I would I'm happier with this Jody match happening this show and
Mm-hmm.
having Hyen, who is a regular with us now at AAW, involved in a storyline with Stephen Wolf against Chris Stat at our Epic show, personally.
Yeah, true. By the way, the Epic poster is fucking money.
Oh, I
I
got chills looking at it.
Isn't it cool? I was like,
It's awesome.
man, I'm definitely taking one of those. I need one of those for sure. I
It's
want Manser to sign it too. That's a great poster.
it's a cool
Nice.
poster.
Really, really nice.
Some good
Uh,
photos on there, man. I don't
yeah, who took those?
some
Some
asshole probably.
some piece of okay.
No,
AW,
you can call the photographer a piece of shit. He is.
what a bastard.
Is
Heavyweight
he?
championship match, guys. This is all right, so Manser and Sammy Callahan. This goddamn match was insanity. This was absolute insanity. Like there were doors, there were chairs, there were other things used, weapons everywhere. Like what the fuck? What the fuck? Mance retains after he throws a chair at Sammy and hits a running knee. 13 minutes 45 seconds. His first defense successful against the former three-time champion. But what in the hell? Like this match was out of control. Uh, Wait, Nate, who did Sam have this one? Trying to remember who was in there.
No, no. I think Jason had this one.
Oh yes, he did. He did. Yeah, that's what I was getting at. Jason's facial expressions during this match were just like he just was like, "Come on, so much violence. What are you guys
Yeah,
doing?" Like
his
sleep.
jaw
Like,
was open the whole time.
oh my god! I think he added to it. I was like, "Oh man." Like he felt bad for all the pain going on in there. He was like, "Come on, guys, what are we doing?" Oh, the humanity! Like he just was couldn't believe what he was witnessing. Uh, which I love. I loved that. I was like, man, I think, and it was a shoot. I think he's really reacting to this insanity. But no, definitely fun for Manser's first title match. He shouldn't be going like that at every defense though. I think he's gonna end up shortening his damn career if he goes every match is that kind of level of defense. But
Well, this is what we talked about a couple episodes ago, right? Is
mhm,
you asked how much longer can he go with this style? And I remember saying, unfortunately, he's probably going to do it no matter what anybody says.
true. But
He only knows one speed.
it's so limiting though, like I mean later on. Right
Yeah.
now it's great. It gets the huge pop, gets a lot of people buzzing, but I mean he's not a young guy. I mean he's young, but he's not like 19, and shit. I just feel like, man, this kind of stuff takes so much off your career. I mean, he's a tough guy, but I'd like to see Mance around for a long time. But
Same.
then again, Terry Funk did all this shit, Well, then I take it back. Terry started doing this later after he turned 45. So early in his career, Terry was a straight up, just a straight up wrestler. So Manser could go the other way. Maybe he turns 45 and just starts grappling. You never know.
I would
Um,
love that.
I would love that. He turns into a technical wrestler. Would be fantastic.
Basil,
uh,
did you fall asleep?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
hey, Basil, remember last week's show when you were like stoned?
Dude, I was fucked up last week. It was so late.
Towards the end of the show, you were like, "Oh my god, I'm so high."
Bro, I was
Legally,
baked as
legally.
fuck. Hey,
It's
it's legal. I don't care. Dude,
now here.
that was like 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And
Um.
then I stayed up until like almost 3, and I was texting a friend and she was like, "Why are you still up?" And because she's in Cali. So she's 2 hours behind, and then she realized the time and she's like, "How are you still awake?" I'm like, "It's a mix between because I think I had like an energy drink super late that day, and that fucked me up."
mm, Speaking of fucked you up, right after that title match, we had Nick Gage and Matt Justice do a goddamn death match, like immediately following a near death match for the title. And that was a lot, guys. That's a lot. That's a thick half hour that we're
So.
getting. Hmm?
I thought so too.
I wasn't a fan of having both of those matches back to back.
Yeah, like Nicole pointed out, she was like, the fans were like tired after the Nick Gage one, and Matt, because they were like after just seeing Manson, Sammy, and then immediately Nick Gage and Matt Justice, they were like, she's like, people were worn out, and we did go to intermission, but she's like, people were worn the fuck out. You know, like that's a lot. That's a
Because
roller coaster.
shows shouldn't be 11 matches long.
Yeah, but we had a squash in there,
It
so it was
doesn't
10.
matter. Okay. So you take out the squash, you're still at 10 matches.
It was a
That's
long show. So there was
still
some,
too much. It's too much. I'm sorry. I will
but
never get on board with.
I'm with you. But I gotta say that this crowd was into the whole show all the way through, even though we ran late. Yeah, even though we ran late. Nate was in there for the main, and the crowd was still up for that main, man.
Crowd, don't get me wrong, crowd was hot, but the crowd was tired.
Yeah, they went home happy. That's all I care about. That's
Yeah.
all I want.
I'm just not a fan of 10, 11 match shows whatsoever.
So
Never will be.
Nick Gage and Matt Justice. Nick Gage defeated Matt Justice in about 13 and a half minutes. Pile driver onto a trash can. What I found hilarious, guys, was that people in the crowd. I was standing by the stage or by the booth watching this one, and people were like, "Oh shit, those are real staples." Because usually, the staple gun spot is usually just an empty staple gun, and the click is what sells it. But people could see the damn staples, and this guy turned to me. He's like, "Those are real fucking staples." I was like, "Yeah, man." They are. He's like, what the fuck? Like people were freaking out. Nicole didn't think they were real until she had to pull him out of Nick Gage's head later on that night. She's like, yeah, it was pretty intense.
So
I was like,
did I show you guys the video of the promo? Oh, I didn't show it to you because you're not I know you wouldn't enjoy it too much. So I took pictures of Nick Gage immediately after the match. Because we don't have any in-house promo pictures of him at all.
he refuses to do them, right? He doesn't want to
he's not a fan of them. So we were downstairs when he was recording his video promo.
But he needs to replace the one that everybody's using.
Everybody uses that one. Yeah.
Well,
it's super old.
Well, we took care of that.
Good.
So when he was downstairs recording his video promo, I was like, Nick, I know you don't like taking promo pictures, but like we really need in-house promo pictures. He goes, all right, for you, you're my boy. So I fucking got you after my match. I was like, Mike, is it cool if we have a bloody, because I know he's gonna be bloody as fuck. He goes, hey, it fucking works. He's covered in blood by the end of his match anyways. I was like, chill. We'll get bloody pictures of Nick Gage. So I took the pictures. I didn't even notice this when I was taking the pictures because what I noticed was so small until I'm focusing or I'm like looking into the details of the picture, making sure it's focused. So I have promo pictures of Nick Gage with a fucking staple in his head.
Nice.
Yeah,
Like
that's
the
great.
staple is still in his head. And they're
great.
clear pictures so you can see it.
That's fantastic.
I love.
What you say, Nate?
I don't know. There's something about Nick Gage, and I feel like I don't know if I've said it on here before, but I've said it to you guys before, where I used to not get it, and now I get it. Like he used to totally not be for me, and then I met him and worked with him and saw him work live, and I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now. And it's just like, I just remember Sam coming up after the match, Sam the ref, and I don't think I'm giving anything away by saying this because everybody talks on podcasts about how nice Nick Gage is. But Sam comes up after the match and he's like, oh, it's so disarming how nice he is. He's like, I always forget just how like kind and generous he is. And that's his thing. He just loves he'll come up and he'll be like, I fucking love you, man. Or he'll be like, like what Basil said is he'll be like, I got you, you're my fucking boy. And he like just the way he'll like express gratitude, but then throw a bunch of curse words in there. He's just the best.
Look in the group chat real quick.
What do you guys think the appeal is, though, of Nick Gage?
There
Like,
it is.
what do you guys think? Like, why do people take to it so much? I mean, he promotes murder, death, kill, all that stuff. Like,
Well,
what is it?
do you know what it is though?
Where's
Like,
the staple in this picture? I'm looking here.
look at
Oh,
the
I see it.
top.
Son of a
Yeah,
bitch.
look at the top
Jesus
and look at the top
Christ.
of his forehead, and
Jesus.
it's like in there.
Yeah, it's in there.
So
Good
yeah,
Lord.
I got a fresh set of promo pictures of Nick Gage, which I'm really happy about because it's a well lit. They're all well lit pictures, and they're easily being able to put on posters. So it's a
That
huge get.
that doesn't
Um,
surprise me though. Like Trent, you were saying earlier how, oftentimes the people will take the staples out of the gun. But
Mhm.
it just makes me think about the that scene in The Wrestler where Mickey Rourke's about to do a hardcore match with Necro Butcher, and he's like, "Oh, do the staples hurt?" And Necro Butcher goes, they're not so bad going in. It's kind of scary, like a big piece of steel coming at you, but they hurt like a bitch coming out, or whatever.
and you see him taking out the staples when he's sitting in the chair.
Yeah,
Jesus.
and
But
to me, like people like Nick Gage and Matt Justice are not going to fake a staple gun.
No, that's for sure.
like you see with Nick Gage, he's not a heel. You see how he interacts with the crowd.
Hmm.
Like he is shaking hands with everybody. Yes, it's not in a PG babyface John Cena type manner, but he's out there and he like fist bumps and he's shaking like he's like hugging people and he does it in a very exciting way. He gets fans hyped. So it's like when you bring that type of energy and then you talk to him personally, it's like a combo of all of that. And plus, when he's in the ring, like he delivers. Is he the best technical wrestler? No.
No, he was a
But
deathmatch wrestler. We know that.
yeah, he's a deathmatch wrestler, and he's a very good deathmatch wrestler. And he brings the intensity. He's a good talker. When it comes to that regards, like he likes to go back and forth. He bring like you don't feel. I think that big disconnect, like when you get to know him and he's so nice, is because of how real it feels when he's talking and what like on the mic in the ring. You know what I mean? And he
Hmm.
brings that intensity. He doesn't phone it in. With all the matches that he's had with us, he hasn't phoned it in at all.
What's he had? Two?
He's had like
This-
three with us.
There's been three? I know
Yeah,
I missed one.
I believe
No,
it's three. But
he had fans.
regardless, in regardless in general, he always brings it. Fans love him. I mean, and it's like when you just got that it factor, that connecting factor with the fans, and you can't manufacture that sometimes.
What
It
were
just
you gonna say,
happens.
Nate? Nate, you were gonna say something?
I was just gonna say I only remember the match he had with Mance.
I just remember two. That's it.
Was it just Mance? I could have sworn it was he had somebody else too.
I think it was just two matches. This is the second one only.
Oh,
But
okay.
but yeah, he's definitely people are into him. He's got a following, no doubt. No doubt about it. But Matt Justice too, man. The guy's no slouch. I like it. He's got a good energy to him. I dig it. I dig it. All right, what's next here, guys?
Zicky and
Zicky Dice and Paco. Now, I gotta be honest, I didn't know anything about Zicky Dice at all prior to this. And I came out of that night because we all went to eat afterwards. And I love me some Zicky Dice, man. That guy is cool as shit. He's a Black and Brave student too. I didn't know that.
yeah.
Super cool guy. Paco defeated him with a roll up. After the match, Ace Perry comes down and felt he should be interviewed. Um, and then he wasn't. He was basically forcing himself on the moment. And then Paco, I think, what did Paco said something to him? I'm trying to remember what he said. Paco kind of
He's like, the reason why you're not getting interviewed is because you lost your match.
Yeah, or something. And he's like, I think, did Paco swear? I could have sworn he swore.
Might have
And then
called him a bitch.
at something, I think he called him a pussy or a bitch or something, which I love just hearing Paco like let it loose. It's fun. But he does that, and then out of nowhere, Melanie Cruz comes down, gave Paco a big boot. Then Melanie Cruz and Ace Perry kind of form a basically she's the heater from Ace Perry, which I thought was a very interesting pairing, extremely interesting pairing.
I like it.
I like it too. I think it's so different because he's this little skinny guy and she's this giant Amazon of a woman, and she's intimidating. She's got the head shaved. My only concern was I was shocked that the crowd didn't react as much as I thought. I don't know if they didn't recognize her or what.
Well, she didn't.
But she's just off of TV. That's what blows my mind.
She's been slightly on TV, and they killed off the Nightmare Collective thing.
Hmm.
So she's not super well known, but she's a very good worker.
But
She's wrestled.
She's been in Chicago for years on the
Yeah,
scene. But
well, on
only
like the
a couple for
Shimmer
wrestling.
and the Rise scene.
Still, I thought that the crowd crossover would have known her. I mean, it was the reaction was nowhere near what I felt it should have been, and I was like, man, that's crazy. I don't know, Nate. What do you think, man? Were you out there for this? Did you hear it?
I wonder if it's because they didn't understand why she was with him.
That's a good point. That's a good point. It could be just maybe general confusion on why she's even there. But I thought there'd be a little more of a response to what she did. She looks great though. I gotta say she's in great shape, by the best shape she's ever been in. She's keeping the shaved head. I think it's an interesting, intimidating look for her. I think she's definitely got some potential here. Because I think she was only done maybe 2 AAW matches years and years ago. So that's good. Yeah, it'd be cool to have her back. It'd be cool to have, we need more women too. We need more women who can tear it up in there. So I'm totally cool with that. Totally cool with that. And I believe she's a mom too, right? Molly Cruz has a kid. She looks fantastic.
Does she?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
she has a kid. And she looks great. So good for her, man. Good for her to keep it going. I'm always impressed when these ladies have kids and have kids and they can still do this like and they look amazing still. Like they keep their bodies are incredible. I'm like it's such a nod to their dedication to their conditioning. It's amazing. Like Madison Rain always comes to mind. Like she's got a daughter and she looks like $1 million. Like she just immediately, I don't know if you guys remember, like she had a kid and was like back on TV like immediately, looked amazing. And I feel like Melanie Cruz did that too pretty soon after she had her kid. It's like good for them, man. Let's see what else. What's next? All right. This was a big one, guys. 4-way number one contendership match. Freddie. Oh, good.
Real quick, I don't remember when this happened in the show, but can we talk about the promo that aired?
Which one? The reveal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can talk about that right now.
Let's talk about it right now. Let's put it right now. This had a good reaction. And holy shit, is Rob an amazing filmmaker. I love.
Yes, he is.
I loved it. So Nate, go ahead and set it up. I'll let you set it up since you brought it up.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you want to bring it up?
About it.
Oh, you want to bring it up? You want to throw it at me, Nate? Then go ahead and take the reins, Roman.
I feel pressure now.
Yeah.
Okay, you want me to talk about it? Because I'm not doing
No. I want Nate. Nate, you want to be a big shot? You want to be a big man? You want to be a main eventer here? Huh? You take.
But I have to go to the bathroom.
Okay, go to the bath. So wait, you set up the part of the segment that you wanted to talk about, and then you're gonna lead with, "I need to go to the bathroom."
This is
you're gonna go to the bathroom, and you're not gonna be involved in this segment. So go potty.
I had a lot of iced tea at lunch today.
It's just
lunch?
peeing now? You're just peeing this now?
It's
a
a quote from Boy Meets World.
Oh, I was gonna say, holy shit! I cannot believe you had iced tea at noon. You're peeing it at midnight. That's fantastic.
when he writes a note to Wendy that says that he wants to break up, and he hands it to
Oh
her in
man,
class right after Mr. Turner reads a poem written by Wendy called "Leave Me and I'll Die,"
the one
and
day relationship was so awkward.
she reads it and then immediately leaves the classroom. And then Corey gets up to go follow her, and Mr. Turner's like, "Hey, what?"
Can I leave, Mr. Turner?
He's like, "Hey, what's going on?" And Corey's like, "We both had a lot of iced tea at lunch today."
Can we start using that for whenever we
But do
exit
you know what the
situations?
thing is? I didn't think about that because you drinking tea is like a normal thing.
It is. Holy shit! By the way, Nate, that tea I had at the show, like the day of the show, we went to the tea shop. That like crazy fruit blend that they in-house one that they made, incredible,
Did you get
fuck,
it from the French coffee shop?
dude. Yeah, we went to the coffee shop for a little bit, and holy shit, they had this like in-house tea.
When did
And,
you guys go?
I don't know, Nate. When did we go? It's like 7 o'clock.
Man,
Yeah,
did you invite me?
it was shortly before the show started.
Are you peeing right now
He's
live on
in
the
the
podcast?
bathroom. He's literally, this is a shoot.
This is a shoot.
No.
We hear the echo.
I haven't gotten off the couch yet. I just put my headphones in so I could walk over.
Oh, you sound so bad.
Your headphones
So
are
that's why
terrible.
I'm muting it right now.
All right,
Okay.
fine. Go pee.
So
All right,
we're
we'll
gonna
talk
talk.
about
We're gonna
this.
talk about we're gonna
You
talk
can
about
set
the
it up.
Lucha Alliance.
You set it up. Go ahead.
So we've had a series of videos since last month, with a mysterious man walking, but this time we got some dialogue, and it was a very familiar voice, especially to the Logan Square crowd, and it was revealed to be Gringo Loco, and he's not coming alone. He's bringing Black Taurus with him, and they're going to
Oh,
be collectively known as the Lucha Alliance.
the way the video went, Basil, tell me that this didn't remind you of like how a Saw movie would end. You know how Saw would like end with like the big like reveals at the end, like the
Yeah.
music like dun, 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 you know. I was like, holy shit, man! The way Rob did that was like fucking art.
Well, it was so funny because like with Rob's videos, he likes to kayfabe me now. Like you guys like to kayfabe me on this shit,
Maybe
and it's yeah, whatever. That's a sticking point, but I got spoiled by it because Mike explained everything to me
oh
because I need to get Black Taurus's promo pictures.
yeah, we definitely need that.
Yeah. And then Charlie and Gringo was with him. And then Gringo explained everything to me
Here's the
'cause he
coolest
thought I
part.
knew.
Here's the coolest part though. So we have a bunch of fans who are amazing, like Gino, Jason, MJ, this guy Chris, and these guys were like super sleuth mode trying to figure out who this was.
Oh, they were going, dude. They were DMing me,
Dude, they were
asking.
doing me too. Yeah, and they were like searching murals, and they were investigating murals. Google imaging found a website of like mural listings in Chicago, trying to catch like intersections, and like he said they had like messages, like tons of group messages going on, trying to figure this out. And they pinpointed it to Pilsen on the one big mural. And then that's how their guess was they like, okay, it has to be Gringo. It has to be Gringo. Like they were
Yeah,
just it was amazing. The sleuthing was just so good.
yeah.
I was impressed.
It was fun. I'm glad they enjoyed it. I mean, those group of people. Those are like some of our best fans. I love all of them
I
a
love them.
lot. Bubba Jack and MJ and Gino, all and whatchamacallit, just
It,
all of them. They're all
it's a great group of people, and they're just having so much fun. And I was like, I love that in today's climate, you can still get that kind of excitement. You know, that they were still like investigating, trying to figure out clues and like figured. I'm like, that's so cool. That made me happy. That made me really happy to hear that they were having fun with it because
yeah.
it's hard to do.
They get excited about a lot of stuff with us, and it makes me happy that I just like it when I see um when I just see fans just enjoying the show because it
Yeah,
reminds me of a lot how I was before I started working and stuff like that.
yeah. It's
I
almost
mean,
like a shame you just start working it because you lose the
well, no, but
fandom.
like, no, but I mean, you know me. I mean, I even said it before we got on. Like, I still consider myself a mark, and I get excited um about stuff, and I love that. Like, I love that at like AEW, um, like there's monitors and stuff like that, and there's always people watching. Like those seats are never empty, and I love like in social media you see certain executives sitting in there too, and they're watching, and it's like if you're not a fan, like what the fuck are you doing? And
Yeah, I know. Definitely all fans, man. You
there
got to
was
be a fan first.
there was a part Cody had like his um he had like a post match speech after that cage match that was off the air, but I guess they didn't cut off Excalibur's and Taz's mic, and they were talking about the show like they were fans. Like they were like, "Oh man, that tag match was fantastic. The cage spot." Like they didn't know. They thought their mics were cut off,
Mm.
and it was really cool because like I saw a Reddit post that was like talking about it, and I was like, "Oh shit, I hope they didn't say anything bad." And everyone's like, "It's so nice just to hear people who have been in the business like still just enjoy it like as one of us."
Good to be a fan. Nate, are you back, by the way?
I am.
Hey.
We were talking about the group of fans who got super sleuthy with trying to figure out who the Lucha Alliance was. Did you catch wind of this? What was going
I
on?
did, but I was talking to Rob about it and how it was like lost levels of trying to like figure out a mystery.
Yeah, dude, it was cool. They were like studying murals and they were like trying to figure out the like where the murals existed and just like really really getting deep into it, which I'd love. I just love knowing that they were having that much fun with it. To me, that's cool. But but no, that's a great time, man. That's I'm excited to see Gringo and Taurus. That'd be a lot of fun. Now Taurus did Warrior, correct? He's done Warrior once or no? Or am
Twice.
I-
He's done it 2 or 3 times.
He's impressive though. I mean, I've just seen him on Impact, and he's a big son of a bitch. That's a big dude.
He's
Um,
very impressive. I told Rob hasn't seen any of his work, and I said, try to find that match with him and Rhino and Moose.
yeah. He battled the animals because it was a Taurus, a rhino, and a moose. That was a good match. That was from Mexico. Definitely a good match. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for seeing what they do. But Rob just did a brilliant job with that film. I thought that trailer was awesome. It really got me hyped. So yeah, let's see it. So I think even the timing. I think it aired right about here too. So good call on that. All right, guys. Four-way contenders, number one contender match: Freddie A. Hakeem Zayn with Karam on the outside, Jordan Oliver, and Josh Briggs for number one contendership. I gotta say now, Freddie A. wins this in about 9 minutes and 18 seconds. He's gonna get the title shot at Epic. I gotta say one thing. For the first time since he's debuted with us, I feel this is the first time Josh Briggs truly wrestled as the big man that he is. I was like, one big thing I always had with Briggs, I'm like, he's not playing to the strength of that size he has. Like, he's such a big dude. And it's like, why aren't you playing that up? Why aren't you playing into that? Because, and I never got a chance to like talk to him about it prior, but man, whatever changed, this was the best match I've seen him have for us. Or I haven't seen much of his work outside of us, but I thought he looked like $1 million in this match, and he got over. People reacted. I think he finally got it that he just needs to wrestle to that big man style, and I think it really worked, man. I think it really, really worked. What do you guys think, Nate? Did you get a chance to see this one?
I did. Um, yeah, I mean, I have been a big Josh Briggs fan. And after this match, I continue to be a big Josh Briggs fan.
Yeah, yeah, it was cool, man. Basil, what do you think, man? I think he really came into his own on this one.
Yeah, I liked the match a lot. Or I like Josh Briggs in the match a lot, I should say.
Hmm.
Um, wasn't a big fan of the three heel, one face dynamic. Um, too much, but it made for some interesting spots.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I like that when Josh hit that double or
Triple
that
slam, whatever that
triple
was.
choke slam thing that he did.
Mm-hmm.
The
That
double
was fun
choke
to
slam
watch.
tombstone.
Yeah, that's what it was, and it was crazy. But I'm a big fan of Josh, and I just see him getting bigger and bigger, especially now. Like right now, he's Evolve champion, and it's like we all know how that path goes. So
No,
I just see big things for him in the future for him personally.
definitely good stuff. He's getting his own. He ended up brawling to the back with Hakeem and Karam, so he was out of it. And Fred took advantage of that, put Jordan into a submission and just made him tap. And it was a pretty wicked. Fred, yeah, is an interesting cat. Like this guy is he's like unassuming to a degree, but then at the same time you're like you look at him, you're like this guy's gonna fuck something up. Like he's gonna do something, but he's not the biggest guy. But there's some kind of spark when you see him, and you're like, man, this guy can fuck some shit up, and he sure can. So, um, I'm excited to see what he does with Mance. It's a very different dynamic, like that. It's two completely contrasting styles, but I think that could be well, when you have that, it could be one of two ways, right? It could be either interesting or it could be a car crash. But I think both of them are so good at psychology that it could be a lot of fun to watch either way.
Um, I should point out at this time that we've run this match before.
We have. Wait,
We
Fred.
have.
Yeah. Oh, we have. That's right. That's right. Holy shit. I totally. Yeah, you're right. But now, well, that was before Mans had the belt, correct? So that was
Yes.
before title, and
It
that
was
was Fred's first
it
match
was
back. Was that what that was?
no, I think it was his second match for us
Okay.
in 2018 at Unstoppable.
Damn, this is why we
It's
have
so
you, Nate.
long ago though.
I couldn't even remember that. Do you remember anything about that match?
That went
I
to
think
the
I worked
outside.
it.
I'm
That
sorry.
one went to
Oh,
the outside a lot.
it did. I remember jumping over the barricade and telling them not to fuck up any chairs.
Yeah,
That was at Logan.
that was
Yeah.
during the chair that was during the chair saga.
I think it was that same night or the month after or something.
Ah,
Yes. I think you're right. But yeah, think about this though. That was 2018, so you're almost 2 years, right? I mean, there's lots been done. Fred hasn't been. I don't know where Fred normally. Where does he regularly work?
I had this conversation with him before the show.
Yeah.
Um, we are presently his uh, most consistent and highest profile booking.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, he pulled out for a while. He wasn't doing much. He just kind of got quiet on some stuff. So I was curious, but I'm glad. I'm glad to have him. But I think this is interesting now. They've met before, and now Mance has come a long way in his profile. Fred's took a different direction, so this could be fun. This could be a lot of fun. And I mean, it's pretty cool it's a good little story for Fred to. He's not doing a lot, but he comes back and he's main eventing one of the biggest shows of the year. I think that's pretty awesome. I'm excited to see what they do. I was confused why Jordan Oliver was in this one though. Again, and also at the same time, I was confused why Zayn was in this one too.
yeah,
Like,
I wasn't a fan, and this goes back to if he like Zayn just won the Heritage title, what, 3 months ago, 2 months ago?
2 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why is he in a number one contendership match for the heavyweight championship?
I didn't get it. I thought we could have done a lot more. I'm a big fan of titles should be featured. If you're a champion, you should have your own championship match. And I just did not. I don't know. I felt like he got hidden in this one. I'm like, you're a title holder. You should
I
not be hidden in a 4-way.
I kind of felt because of the direction that we were going with Fred that Fred was the only logical choice to win this match.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Like
mean, it made sense.
Jordan Oliver, like no, just because he's still too new.
I I
Ha-
I, I like the dynamic of throwing in like the random young guy to like just see what happens. It's like a crazy, like, throw the throw it into the fire and see what comes out of it kind of thing. But I don't know. I'm sorry, I
Yes,
didn't mean to cut
if
you off.
though, but like, yes, if you're gonna actually do that, but I don't know. Like when I saw the match, I was just like, okay, Fred's winning because of just it's just logical with the direction with Jimmy and stuff like that. Like if I saw that as a fan and I was paying attention to storylines, it wouldn't I wouldn't feel shocked by the result.
Yeah.
Like maybe Briggs, maybe, but we just invested two matches with Fred last show, aligned him with Jimmy.
Yeah.
So
I would love to have seen Hakeem and Briggs go one-on-one with that belt on the line. And then I don't know what else. I don't know. I mean,
we
based
don't
on what we
need any
have.
more matches on this.
I know.
So
No,
many
I know. I
matches.
know. But it's just one of those things. I'm a big stickler for titles. If you're a title should not be hidden in multi-mans. That's just my personal thing. But yeah,
No,
whatever.
I agree with you.
Yeah. This next match was a big feature. TJP, ACH, ACH taps via submission, 17 minutes and 43
Favorite match
seconds.
of the night for me.
I missed the whole thing.
This was the
I missed the
this
whole
was
thing so I was working.
I was with Rob, because Rob came out ringside a little bit,
Yeah.
and I was just like, man, give me these type of matches all day. It was such a good technical match. And I enjoyed it. I just love when there's just like some good mat based wrestling, and this had all of that, and then you had some of the high flying stuff, obviously, because it's these two. Um, but man, I was so into this match. Easily my favorite match of the night.
TJ is a hell of a ground-based wrestler as well as a high flyer, but he's got that submission, man. He does pretty good at that shit. He definitely is not. People don't think about him as a technical wrestler, but he sure is. Nate, what do you say, man? Are you TJP guy? What did you think about this match? Did you catch it?
Yeah, I'm a fan of TJ's work. I did not get to see all of this match. I saw a little bit at the beginning and a little bit in the middle. I think it's going to be interesting to see where ACH goes from here.
2 losses in a row, 2 tap outs in a row.
Yep.
This is ACH is a very the ACH story is polarizing. He's coming off a very controversial 4 to 6 months. A lot, and it's all out there. We're not putting anything out there that's not out there. He's the thing with the WWE and his public meltdown and him just kind of breaking to a degree and then going away and then coming back to AAW in November and just coming back to things and stabilizing himself like this. And then 2 losses in a row now. Like, it's an interesting story, what he's doing. And it's like, it's almost like he is trying to find ACH again in a way. And the cool thing is the fans are there. You can tell, though. There's like a portion of the crowd that still doesn't know how to react to him. I was watching this at the last show. There's still a portion that just doesn't know what to do. They don't cheer, they don't boo. They just don't know what to do because they don't fully. He hasn't gotten their trust back yet, and that's big, right? In entertainment, when to have something happen to you like what happened with him, you can kind of disenchant some of the audience. You can alienate some of your audience, but they're not gone. They're still there for other things. But there's still a chance to get them back, and I think he's in a very precarious position where he's got the next few months will really define where ACH is going to going forward, and if those fans are going to come back, if he's going to get them back, or if he's not. The good thing is most are back. I mean, would you guys say that most of the fans are pretty much back in the saddle?
He had streamers.
Did he? That's cool.
He had streamers.
But you
So
know what I mean? Though? There is a portion that doesn't react. They don't know what to do, though.
yeah, they're obviously that you can't get 100% of the fans, but in my opinion, I think the majority of the fans are back with ACH, and the fact that he was the only one that got streamers.
I will say this. I didn't work with him a lot prior before he left for WWE. But I've worked with him producing segments the last couple shows, and this is the most collaborative and most receptive he's ever been, ever. And I'm like shocked. Like he is so different to deal with. So I don't know what it is. It's just like he's in a different mindset, and that's translating to the ring. That's everything. I think the whole ACH package. Albert Hardy is a very interesting character to me this year. I think this is going to be an interesting year for the guy all around, and I'm curious where that blurring the lines of reality to character to tell it to show. It's going to be very cool to see what happens with this all year because I think he's done well. I mean, the matches have been amazing since he's been back too, as well as the promos. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. It's the most invested I've been in ACH in a long time. So I'm excited to see what he does for himself. But TJP, I'd love to have back too. I think he is coming back in a couple months, so we'll see TJP again too.
More TJP
For sure. All right, main event. Nate's in the main event. Nate, you're a main eventer. God damn it! I feel lucky that you're on. I feel lucky to have you on this podcast, Nate.
Oh, please stop.
You're a big star. You're a big star.
No,
you're big.
Sam.
I mean, you're big
Sam,
time.
Sam asked me to take it. That's all.
That's okay. No, Sam didn't ask. This was demanded by the talent for you to be in there. You're a star.
Sam asked me.
Nate, I'm gonna go with my narrative just so I can sell you with a bigger price tag here. Okay, let's just work with me here. Thank you. The AAW Tag Team Championship match. Besties, Davey Vega and Matt Fitchett defeated Firefox, AR Fox, and Myron Reed to retain the belts. After the match, though, the interesting thing was Besties extended their hands to show the sportsmanship aspect, but Myron left. He took off and did not stay. So Myron, a little upset that he didn't get the belts, but not happy with what happened there. Nate, 15 and a half minutes. What'd you think of this? I know you love the Besties, but match-wise, what'd you think? You were in there. I all four of these guys never put on a bad match, so I can't imagine there's anything negative coming out of this. But give me your thoughts on this.
It was good. It was the kind of match that you would expect these four guys to have on the main event of a show.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot more stuff that, I knew the stakes. I knew that it was the main event, and I let a lot of stuff go. And I mean, again, it's no count out, no disqualification, but usually I try to rein people in as much as I can. And like I said, this one, I just kind of let a lot of stuff go, just so we can get a clear and decisive winner. And we did.
Do you find yourself doing that more on main events? Just so you're just so you can kind of play the main event a little more loosely, just so it's a little more fun and there's not any kind of restriction on closing the show out. Do you find yourself doing that, or just you kind of feel the room? What's
I think it depends. I think it depends on the show.
Okay. Something like this, obviously, hot show, big match. This is the one that you can kind of, and then these guys, and also I'm sure it depends on who's in the match too, right? Who can handle it, so to speak.
Yeah, it could. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Basil, you got any thoughts on this one? I know you like all these guys too. You're a mark for all four.
Yeah, I like Besties. I always get excited for Fitchett's standing moonsaults and all that snaz, and Myron just keeps getting better and better.
He's so young. He's so young still.
I love the heat that he had with because now he's incorporating the vest into his gear,
Hmm.
and it's like the first time he wore the vest at AAW, and fans were like, "Take it off," and then he was getting in arguments with the besties about the vest, and that was a factor, and he took it off in the middle of the match, and
Mm.
I like that I like the new dynamic of instead of Myron just being the normal baby face.
Yeah, and he's so young. You got to add some levels to him, right? And we got to see what else he can do in there. So, which is a good thing. You definitely want to diversify his repertoire. So that's good. I'm glad he's branching out because he's been a babyface for a while since we had him. So that's good. I'm glad
And
to.
he plays a really he does good heel work in MLW. It's part of Injustice.
Yeah, you were saying he's been playing that up pretty well. So
Yeah. And
good for
he
him, man.
does team up with Jordan Oliver over there, so it's a very strong possibility that's maybe some of that might bleed over into us.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. So he's
Yeah,
with
he
Jordan
teams
Oliver
with
there.
Jordan Oliver and Kodo Brazil.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, cool. All right, boys. Well, that was the Art of War. That was everything. I think this was a very successful show. Personally, I think this really summed it up. This really started off uh, as a hot show. I mean, we kicked it off with a lot of new stuff, new names, new talent. I think we ended it really well too, and everything in between. Just I think it was successful in furthering what the company's doing, and I think we sent a good message to everybody. So everybody went home happy, despite going late as hell. We all went home pretty happy. So I thought it was cool. Nate, final thoughts on the show?
A plus.
Awesome, awesome. Basil,
It was good, just long.
just long. I think we're
Yeah.
all happy with it, though. That's the best part. That's fine. And I think the crew's happy. I think everybody went home nice. So that's cool, man. We got Epic coming up on March 17th. Wait, 17th? Am I right? Yep, right. March 20th? Holy shit, I
20th.
got it. 20th, that's right. And then April 17th is the next one after that. But March 20th at Logan. Hopefully lights. We get the lights back. I know Basil's clamoring for those lights. So,
Yay.
but
Lights.
no, definitely a lot of fun, guys. I enjoyed it. I had a great time doing it. We forgot to mention, guys. Boz did the AAW family thing at the beginning.
He did.
He
He did a
did.
very good one.
He did a very good one. I like
He told
Boz a lot.
he told me you guys are going to trade it off month to month.
No, it's gonna be somebody different. Every month will be somebody different. And I've been chosen to. I did the first one at New Dawn. This was Boz. I think next will probably. Well, I think Epic should be Danny. I really think it should be Danny. And they'll trade off. If anybody doesn't want to do it, Danny said he'll give it to me. So if anybody doesn't want to, I'm the backup for that. But
Gotcha.
but yeah, we'll just keep going. I'm sure Rican wouldn't mind doing it. He'll talk about his food and his cooking and stuff too. I'm sure
I
he'll
feel
throw
like
that in
this is
there.
Dr.
Hey
Chris.
guys, Tony here, and let me talk to you about Jim Lynam.
Jim Lyon's favorite burger was this.
Was the sweet Hawaiian burger that you could check right here on my YouTube channel. We're just messing. We love Tony.
We do. Dr. Keith, you were saying, Nate? Yeah, he'll definitely do one for sure. I would imagine
Yeah, I
Keith
can't
should
wait
do.
to see his.
Dr. Keith, Mike, Tony.
Mike
Uh,
won't. He's not a forward facing guy. I don't think he'll do
Mike
it.
has to.
He
Mike
has to though.
Just one time he has to.
He does. He has to do it once. Definitely. I think Danny should do Epic for sure because he did last year's Epic. I think Danny should do Epic. So I like the idea of all this. It's a really cool concept. I'm excited who else is going to join it. So we got quite a bit of people. I mean, shoot, Danny, Keith, Tony, Jimmy D. I mean, I don't know if Brian is a public speaker or not, but these guys are old school guys. Music T. These aren't really talkers, but I mean, they all have a right to get up there and go say something.
Yeah.
But tons of people. Yeah, no shortage, guys. We'll close the year out pretty nicely with that. But speaking of closing out, let's close the podcast out, boys. Let's get some plugs in here. Nate, Where can people find and or book you and or Facebook stalk you and or Instagram stalk you and or Twitter stalk you?
Yeah, I'm not down for any of that.
Okay, where can people?
I'm taking my social media down.
Nate's gone. Nate's gone. No more bookings. Sorry, he's done. Where can people book you, Nate? Where can they find you?
At Ref Nate Speckman on Twitter and Instagram.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, guys, get a hold of Nate. He's been posting more stuff here and there. Even though there's more stuff he should be posting, but he will. He will. He saves everything, right? Now you do have all your stuff.
I do.
I know that. All right, Basil, where can people find you, including your amazing photos from all these shows?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at BZ. That's a B, 2 E's, 4 Z's, and a Y. All my photos are at basilmahmood.com. That's BASILMAHMUD.com. And where could they find you, Trent?
You can find me at Vanilla Joke on Instagram and Twitter, or Hemi Music on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Show some love, support there. You guys can also check me out on the Total Nonstop Impact Podcast, the weekly Impact podcast, Impact Wrestling podcast I do. Check that out. Also, what else? You can follow AAW at AAW Pro on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Check it out. It's featuring Basil's photos, a mixture of Basil's, primarily to be Basil's right now. We do a mixture of also Ian Stork, 3 Count Photo, and Mike Watson. Feature all of them on there too. The AAW history poster haven't really taken off. As well as this podcast you can follow on social media at the BSB Show on Facebook and Twitter. And Basil's the Instagram. We're almost into March. How are we looking on that Instagram?
You know what? I had to work late. So next week.
Next week on the Instagram. But in the meantime, the BSB Show on Facebook and Twitter. Follow us on there, guys. Interact with us. We'd love to hear your feedback on there. Also, remember, this podcast can be found wherever podcasts are found. Apple, iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, YouTube. Just type in the Backstage Boys podcast, and it comes right up. Rate, review, subscribe. Let us know how you're doing. The New Dawn review show did fantastic. Thank you guys so much. It's already off to a hell of a start for the year with that one. We appreciate all the love on that show. We also have the Warrior Wrestling 8 review is up too, so that's floating around right before this episode, so check that out if you missed Warrior Wrestling 8. It's a big showcase in Chicago. We did the review for that one. Basil and Nate were on site. Take a listen to that, and I think that covers everything. We will be back next week to talk about something. Oh yeah, Basil.
AEW Revolution.
That's right. Basil's at AEW all week. He's got a bunch going on. We're going to break that down, see how his experience went. It's a pretty busy week for him, so we'll talk about that.
Fun stuff.
Yeah, fun stuff for him. And then we'll go from there, man. And then we got AEW's Epic is on sale. Get your tickets now for that. And I think that's about covers it. All right, boys. We're going to get out of here. Thank you guys for listening. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week. Everybody say bye.
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 Bye.